Order online at picassospizza.net.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Picasso's Pay the Bills post-game show. The Bills defeat the Chiefs 28-21 here on Sunday afternoon on November 2nd, day after daylight savings. It looked beautiful at the stadium today, and it was a beautiful day for Bills football. 28-21, an exciting game. Honestly, a game that the Bills should have won by more. There was a 4th and 17 conversion by Patrick Mahomes. Here's some weird stuff on the defensive side of the ball. But really, as complete an effort overall as the Buffalo Bills have had so far this year, Josh Allen returning to form and playing, not honestly returning to form, but looking at his best form of 2025 season so far. He was excellent today. James Cook was excellent today. Dalton Kincaid was excellent today. And that's Joey Bosa was excellent today. Max Hairston made a lot of splash plays, gets his first career interception today. And so I say all that to say your star players did star player things. And that's all we've been really asking for the Buffalo Bills. I feel like the last couple weeks is like, hey, can our stars can we have a couple guys break out into stars this season? Can James Cook and Josh Allen play like the superstars they are? Can Dalton Kincaid live up to his potential? And for today, even with the injuries all over, offensively and defensively, and picking them up through this game, the Bills were the better team the whole game, Mo.
They were. I think everyone owes Cole Bishop an apology.
We're Bishop Hive right here.
We have them.
We could take a victory lap. Bishop Hive is here. We're back.
I want to say he ended up with like 5 pass deflections in that game. He was all over the place. Breaking up big plays on 3rd down, on 4th down, on that first Hail Mary attempt from Mahomes that actually made it to the end zone. He was right in on that. He was awesome. He was killing it. Had some nice tackles too. You know, it's what you want out of the guy. And like we were talking about, the star players, just their role guys who are just like coming into their own, and you're seeing flashes out of them. And that's awesome to see, especially with so much uncertainty at safety right now, and to have him showing up now, that's awesome. And I would say yes, you're right. Outplayed them in every facet of the game except kicking, because missed field goal right there.
That was a big doink too.
They know well, because to just add the insult to injury, they know Prater leans more to the right on all of his kicks. They're always going more to the right, and maybe that play from Cook he did run to the left. You got to really, and then they still put it to the right hash for whatever reason. You got to be selling. I don't even care if you don't get a yard. You got to be selling that to the left on such a kick like that
to get him in the best spot. It's a long kick. They were talking about it a lot on the broadcast too, like whether should he go for the kick right now? Should they, what situation? It's a long kick. Obviously the risk of giving Mahomes and co the ball back in that spot, even with the amount of time that was left in the first play, they get a big chunk out of it too, and that had to make you a little nervous. They get down to the 40-yard line.
Well, I'll admit, after that first play where they got down to the 40, I said Chiefs are winning this game 29-28 because they're going to score a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion. So just because we'd seen this so many times where they piss away this game. So,
but they didn't today, and it was really as complete an effort as you could ask for from the Buffalo Bills today. Honestly, they're offensively, defensively, special teams. Besides the missed kick, like the biggest thing though, Josh Allen 23-26 in this game. He ends up with 273 yards, the touchdown to Dalton Kincaid. Kincaid 6 for 101. And Shakir had 7 catches for 43 yards, but really they spread it around. Everybody else had 1 to 2 catches, but they spammed. Like the best players on this offense touch the ball all day. Kincaid and Shakir in the passing game in the ways that they need to. Cook has 27 carries for 114 yards, so his average, not a lot on his average today. Or like a little below what his yards per gain has been, but just the fact that they were, methodical in giving him the ball, keeping him involved, and a lot of those were runs late too, where they were getting 1 to 2 yards trying to salt the game away.
Well, and even
they were going to get
it. It's just because that run defense is so stout for the Chiefs. They talk about that.
Go Bills, Gatesy.
The first time in 25 games that the Chiefs had let up a 100-yard rusher since week 1 of last year, and that was Lamar. And then you had to go back to the 2023 season for a running back to have had 100 yards, and that was Christmas Day when they lost to the Raiders. That weird game. So that's just that stout run defense. So the average dropped a little bit, whatever. He still got over 100 yards. He had picked up first downs we need to. Nice James Cook reception, which we hadn't seen in a while. Picked up a first down on that last drive, or second to last drive. Josh breaking his completion percentage, his own franchise record. I think he ends up with like 88.5, which is just
something like that.
Insanely efficient. And one of those places that dropped to Hawes on that second drive. But yeah, everyone showed all the tight ends showed up big today. That's for sure. Hawes on that nice little shovel pass that he took, and Knox all of a sudden just vertical threat 30 yards down the field. They did what they had to do. It was nice.
It was a complete effort from everybody. Like, if everybody eats, if you're going to believe in it, that's what today looks like, because it's not flashy for everybody, but it was when they needed to. Guys stepped up like more with the deep catch, like Hawes getting his catch, like you said, Knox getting his catch. But Kincaid, it's been happening all year, and he is just such a difference maker for this football team when he's on the field, whether he's getting the ball or whether he's drawing attention away from everybody else. But really, he has been dynamic throughout the year, getting the ball 6 for 101 today. Like, he is on a superstar ascendance right now to becoming one of the best tight ends in this league. And the way that Allen looks to him, Allen clearly trusts him as his favorite receiver down the field, and believes in him that way too. So I just think we have to think of the calculus differently if Dalton Kincaid is going to be this kind of, top 5 to top 10 tight end in the league. If that's his standing and that's just what he delivers now for this team, then really offensively, and the one thing we haven't talked about at all today yet is the offensive line and the play of the offensive line there. And this is a good question from Gatesy here. Do you feel like this game made the Bills look elite or the Chiefs look mortal? And I think that it is the Bills showing. I think it's the Bills looking elite, because we had Allen at his peak in this game. So you have elite quarterback play again. James Cook is an elite running back, and even though 27 of 114, even though his average could be higher, we know what he brings and what Kansas City tried to do to stop him today, and he still was able to run through it. So he's elite. Dalton Kincaid is approaching elite status, and the offensive line was elite again today. Yeah. Allen had time to go through his progressions. They were moving people on the in the run game as well, and so they have an elite unit offensively, and that's what everybody. All the questions we had offensively and this talk about the personnel and the receivers and everything else, they've still been an elite offense and had elite production, both passing and running the ball. And today was the best game. They finally put it all together in one game for a complete effort offensively today. And so, yeah, I think this is more about what the Bills looked like, and people were underselling this Bills team. Like, they were 2.5-point underdogs, Mo, going into this game.
I thought it was one.
Kickoff. No, it gets moved up to 2.5 right before the game, and plus the defense stepping up when they had every chance to do. That is what always happened against the Chiefs in big moment. Yeah, like it's a huge thing, and that's where we go to the other side of the ball, Gatesy, with the defense stepping up with the 3 possible elite guys right now. At least in this game, Joey Bosa was just a game wrecker on the edge.
I don't like to really look at like pressures as a thing, because it's like you either get into the quarterback or you're not, honestly. But he was effective moving Mahomes around and getting him off platform, where he just is making these like insane heaves that just don't make any sense. And I don't know what Gatesy's saying before, like elite or mortal. It's like we kind of knew that's what the Chiefs were already. It's not like the Chiefs were coming in this game like undefeated like they were last year. They were 5-3 coming in this game. Yeah. They already had 3 losses on the season, so it's not that crazy to me. I think it's just that showed the Bills were the best way that they could disrupt them that they could. Also, it kind of showed that there's only one ball. Like, how many catches did Xavier really have? How many even targets did he have? True. Really? And it was the Rashee Rice was the story. They were feeding him more than anything else. And Travis Kelce, like down the stretch a little bit, that's like he was getting more targets than anybody else. There's only one ball. And if you're able to be disruptive like that, then that's anybody's gonna be mortal if you just if you can do that. And the Bills, I don't know. I don't want to say that they're elite because there's obviously still a lot of holes on this offense and this defense. And this is not this offense that we've seen like week in and week out of this team. This is the best version of this offense that we could see.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it's going to show up every time. It showed up against the Chiefs and against a good defense. That's true. But we've seen that also happen in the past. And then come playoff time, it's a different story. Same thing for the Chiefs offense and the Bills defense. Completely. They showed that stat. 20 points a game that the Chiefs average. 20.8. So they're right at that mark already. 20.8 points a game that they average in the regular season against the Bills. And then it's 34 points in the playoffs. So the Sabres are all the way back. Come on.
Sabres are all the way back.
We
were worried in our group chat the other day about 13 straight overtime losses, but since they didn't do that, we're back.
No, three. Listen, 6 games in a row with a point for the Sabres. 3-0-3. I'll take it.
And Gatesy said, "Have a great night. Go Bills. Go Bills, Gatesy. Get home safe."
But that's the
good
thing.
Game, guys. Good game to you, Eclipse. I don't know if you're a Chiefs fan or a Bills fan, but cheers to you. It was a great game. It was everything.
That's what I thought. As we were watching this game, and I think it was before the Bills missed the field goal. I had the thought in my head. I was like, how is every one of these games just like a classic? Like it gets the hype every year, and it's like Nance and Romo.
Cheers to you, buddy. Cheers to you.
Nance and Romo give it the hype every single year, and they're talking about these teams do play each other again next year, even if they don't, match up as division leaders because the AFC East plays the West. And they're like, it could be the new team. And Tony's like, well, he's like, it'll be for us on CBS. Because obviously that's the game they want every year. Those guys, they love Mahomes, they love Josh, they love talking to him.
And now they mentioned it
is a marquee game like this, where it is like, when was the last time one of these teams got blown out in anything? 2021?
Yeah, it's been a while. And the thing about it too is that they said to this game, and you mentioned the blowout, whatever, the point differential coming into the game was +1 for the Chiefs, and now it's +6 for the Bills. So over these 11 matchups, they are so close in yards, in points, and everything. And that's why, and it's crazy that we're here, that now the Bills have won these 5 games now in the regular season, and no one's going to care. But the thing with the way the AFC looks now is that it might not have to be Bills Chiefs in the AFC or in the championship game or anything else. Eclipse coming in here, not gonna lie, if Mahomes had a competent O-line, we actually maybe could have won. Yeah, the O-line was disappointing. They missed Josh Simmons today for sure. Trey Smith didn't look fully healthy. The Bills were able to get pressure.
Yeah, I mean, Juwan Taylor gets hurt, doesn't come back.
Taylor gets hurt going into the game. Yeah, and that's the big thing is when Mahomes has had time this year, they've been able to dice him up. And when he had time in this game, they dialed up some deep bombs a couple different times to big plays down the field for Worthy and for Rice.
4th and 17.
I mean, 4th and 17 was just that was one of the most ridiculous things. But what a play by Mahomes! And Mahomes was like, he struggled today. He especially in the first half was having his struggles. But man, he just stuck in there and really like he was under siege the whole game. He's 15 of 34, so I mean that's just gross for him. But 250 yards. They complete on some deep passes down the field. He has the interception with Hairston. I just think on that pass, I don't think he thought Hairston was going to catch up. I don't think he realized the speed that Hairston had because Hairston comes in late. If you look at the little dots, the little Amazon dots, Bishop has the over the top, and Hairston just runs in late and makes that play. And so maybe Mahomes is hoping to lead Worthy a little bit more and short arms it, whatever else it is. But what a recovery by Hairston. And that's what I was getting to. Gatesy brought back up earlier. With Hairston, do you see how much they trust him? They put him out there in the last.
There's a lot of more times he should have been out there.
Agreed. But I think today, now he's going to just be, now he's proven enough where he's just the starter at this point because he's out there in the last 5 minutes, the last drive of the game for KC, and he's making plays. But the thing is just he clearly has a juice to him and a confidence to him that you need from a star cornerback. But he doesn't look like they're not throwing at him. And when they do, he's around the ball every time.
Yeah.
Like he's in the right spots and he is so fast that even if he isn't, he's making up and recovering for it. And it's like having this time off for him where he had to sit and kind of look back and everything has helped him learn his responsibilities because he doesn't look like he's out of place at all. And that's my biggest thing with the safety play too. I want to give a lot of credit to Jordan Poyer for how Cole Bishop looks right now. Because the one thing we said when Jordan Poyer showed back up was how much did the communication on the defense looked like it improved when Jordan Poyer came back.
Yeah.
It looked like tenfold in the back end. They knew what they were doing a lot more. And having him with Bishop now, and Bishop being able to play more free and understanding, like, just being able to work with Poyer on the field and off the field and what they're doing as the starting tandem, you now see why they were so enamored with Cole Bishop, because when he's playing on instinct, he flies around and he's crushing, Travis Kelce in the end zone. He's making plays down the field.
Cole Bishop, 7 tackles, 4 solo, 1 tackle for loss, 4 pass deflections. I mean, yeah, he was
that's
all
amazing.
Yeah.
That's all you could ask for.
It's what they needed on that team, because they were just lacking that. Like Rap obviously was playing like hurt this entire year, and I was out for the season, which sucks. Hopefully, heals up. But Terrell Bernard had been in the middle linebacker, but he's in and out of the lineup. This team was just missing like leadership, like all throughout the defense, and that's what you get now with Jordan Poyer back. And unfortunately, I mean, that's what we were getting out of Michael Hoyt. If you watch almost every single play, Hoyt is talking to the defensive line. He's putting them through things. He's moving guys around. It's like he's like another like linebacker out there. Like he's got the green dot. Like he knows like the play, and he was running everything. And hopefully, they said it's an Achilles injury. Hopefully, it's just a strain. It's not a tear or anything like that. It's a scary situation, especially a guy who looked like he was such a force. I could have run the game going 31st run stoppage. That's a lot of those yards are still from 2 games, man. That's a lot of those that 31st defense is from,
I'm not going to break any tables.
No, I'm not going to break any tables. We're not, not there. I'm home.
Yeah, we can't break our own tables.
No. That 31st run defense is from Bijan and from Derrick Henry. It's not indicative of the team fully at this point of the season, I feel like. But no, hopefully Michael Hoyt is it's not as serious as they think. Hopefully it's just like a bad strain or something, and he, will be able to still play the season, because he was such a force just these 2 weeks that he's been in there. But it's tough.
It is tough. So you will have to imagine. I would imagine that the Bills are going to look for some options potentially. On the defensive line. We know that they were interested in T'Vondre Sweat as a defensive tackle. I think you could address either position at this point. If you want,
I guess edge
for Hoyt or for.
Well, like what with edge right now, you're looking at it's Javon Solomon's playing every game still, because he can play special teams. So you got Epineza, Javon Solomon, Greg Rousseau, Joey Bosa, and your D tackle Daquan Jones when he's healthy. So you got Daquan, Ogunjobi, Deion Walker. And Hoyt, who was there. So you had 8 guys.
Yeah.
So, maybe D tackle is where they would look. Obviously, like Hoyt was special because he was playing like D end and D tackle. He was moving around the line. That's not something you're going to just find in like in free or like in a trade, I feel like. So it's I don't know. And then I still think they need to make a move at wide receiver. I don't like this game. Yeah, maybe showed you that you could stretch it a little bit and you can move the ball, but that doesn't mean that you should sit on your rest on your laurels at all. That doesn't mean it's going to work against every team. I think wide receiver, safety, I don't know if they're going to be in the market for. That was the rumor too. I can't imagine Bean makes trade for 3 players is all it is. That would just be so much.
It would be a lot of big investment. So that's what I mean. They're going to have to – there's going to be a hole on this team that they weren't expecting.
Yeah.
But
they got Jordan Phillips. Like he's signed – well, he's on the active roster right now too, right? That's
he's on the team full time now.
Yeah, so it's like
I would think the interior is more their thought process right now than an edge rusher, but maybe it'll just be depending on who's available. You know what I mean?
I would love T'Vondre Sweat. I wanted T'Vondre Sweat 2 years ago when he was in that draft.
Agreed.
I want them to look that way. So if it's T'Vondre Sweat and Deion Walker, have fun trying to run against those guys. That's some beef in the middle of the defensive line.
That's a little bit of beef. That's a little bit of beef.
So, T'Vondre Sweat was awesome watching him in college at Texas. So, if they could have him, that'd be great. But we'll see. I think receiver is still the biggest thing, because it's don't rest and think that this offense is as good as just how it is. You want to be better. Be a team. They scored 28 points today. Get an offense that can get you 35 points a game.
Well, if you had to pick, what would your pick be to go after? You think it would be a receiver?
I want wide receiver still, because you know what? This is my just thinking. Doesn't matter how many points your defense lets up if you can just keep on scoring all day. And if your offense can put up,
True.
so I would send 2 first-round picks to the Dolphins for Jalen Waddle right now, honestly.
Well, let's get Mike Bunt and his thoughts in from the stadium. Michael Bunt, Michael?
Hey, what's up, Bunt?
He's Mike when
What's
we want
going
to
on,
take him more
guys?
serious. How we doing?
As I predicted before the game, Jake, the Bills would get the victory today.
Yeah, okay,
I was
buddy.
very confident throughout and told you guys this repeatedly, despite being told, Mike, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. No, that's a lie. Man, I'll say this. They balled out today. They did everything that they needed to do to pick up the victory. And I think we learned a few things from this performance. One, the passing game was never as bad as what we thought it was. Yes, they struggled, but having a healthy Kincaid back changed literally everything. Going to play action more made a difference. And when this team is running with Cook as well as they can go up against any defense in the league and they can have success. This Chiefs defense is really good. And they were kind of taking what they wanted for most of the game outside of maybe the last part of the fourth quarter for a little bit. And then the second thing I'll say, obviously we don't know about the Michael Hoyt injury.
Oh,
he is walking through the parking lot, so that's tough.
I know. We might have lost Bunt here. We
He's
don't know about the Michael.
We don't know about the Michael.
We don't know.
He's not
about
wrong.
It.
As we leave off
All right,
on that.
we'll see if we can get Bunt. We'll see if we can get Bunt back in here.
What did Cook had 4.2 yards a carry. That's below his average, obviously, but that's still good. You wouldn't
still solid, exactly.
Yeah. And they got those runs at the end of the game. They got uber conservative with. They were running just straight into the middle of that defense. They weren't running anything outside. And we didn't talk about this. Cook on that opening drive gets rolled, folded over, gets rolled up a little bit, and has to get that ankle taped up. And you could tell it was hindering him a little bit. He wasn't making those same cuts he had been these last couple weeks.
Yeah, he was a little more unsure of it, for sure.
He was a little more tentative, for sure. So maybe that has partially to do with that. Great that he was able to, tough it out and stick in there. But do you think that one play was a touchdown? I think it was a touchdown. I think he was on top of the guy and stretched the ball.
I thought he was in too. I thought he was in too. Yeah. I was surprised to see them call that back, but hey, happens to the best of us.
But Josh Allen, 2 more rushing touchdowns to the total, closing in on Cam Newton for most regular season.
It's pretty crazy that it's just casual that he's breaking these records rushing. He passed Earl Campbell on the regular season and postseason.
Regular season and playoff. He has the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback ever. And then he's at 72 rushing touchdowns in the regular season. So he's 3 behind Cam right now for most in the regular season, which is just insane. It's a record that's probably gonna. Oh, we got bumped back. Nope.
Video's not working yet. We'll keep going.
And it's a record. Obviously, this is the thing. I was looking at that the other day. Jalen Hurts has 60, so it's there's a good. Josh might get the record first and have it for a little bit, but there's no. Jalen Hurts might just get it after him pretty quickly.
And it's exactly, and the league has just changed where these guys are getting used down by the goal line so much and everything too. Allen was amazing today.
He was. Any game where you have 80, you complete almost 90% of your passes.
90% of your passes. He looked in control of everything. He looked more calm. He looked like he trusted what he was seeing. And Bunt was exactly right. It just looks so much better when Dalton Kincaid is with this offense. But the demise of the passing offense was greatly exaggerated. The league is doing it differently now. Teams aren't just being explosive by throwing. Kansas City is, because that's just who they are, and that's who Andy Reid has always been as a coach, to try to push the field down the field, ball down the field and be explosive in those ways and everything. The Bills are just doing it differently, but they're still doing it effectively. All right, we got a live Mike Bunt now. He's back.
So hopefully that doesn't happen again, guys. I don't know where you guys lost me, but what I was talking about then was
we lost you right away we don't know what's going to happen to Michael Hoyt, and then it was a mystery for all of us.
Gotcha. So what I was going to say, I don't know with the injury. Hopefully it's nothing serious with him. But the one thing I've been kind of pressing on everybody all year about this defense was that they have a very good pass rush. Their metrics back it up. Yep. They get to the quarterback. Now, the problem is they didn't have the best sack totals, but after the Carolina performance, they were in the top 8, top 7 NFL in those totals. That's how you beat Mahomes. That's how you beat Kansas City. And then now you get Maxwell Harrison in the game, and you get a couple guys back, and you get a better communicator in the back end than Poyer. And what happens? You hold Mahomes. I think the final numbers were like 15 to 34 for like 250 or something like that. That's not an accident. It's because you made him uncomfortable, and everybody all season's been like, "Oh, this defense stinks, and it's going to continue to stay that way because we don't have good safety play." Well, Cole Bishop's getting better. Jordan Poyer, even though he's not great, he's better than what Taylor Rapp has been playing on one leg all season, and your linebackers are finally healthy. So hopefully Bernard and Milano start playing like the versions of Bernard and Milano that you hope to see. But all year, like the talk is like this defense stinks. Tell me outside of like one half of Atlanta in the Baltimore game, when have they stunk? They're allowing 21 points a game, and they just held one of the best offenses in the NFL to 21. Like this defense is so much better than what the fan base thinks. I'm not saying they're great, but like people act like they're bottom 5, bottom 10. They are closer to like being in that 10 to 12 range than they are being in that bottom 5 to 10 range.
Yeah, especially if they're going to get what they got out of Harrison and Bishop tonight, like you said. Like Bishop has clearly, I think that the communication with Poyer, him and Poyer, the way that what Poyer has been able to do for them on the back end, just like with scheme and knowing where those guys need to be and like helping them get into the spots they need to be in and letting Bishop play more free and play off that instinct. But Harrison's just a guy. Like Harrison was clearly just ready. He hasn't ever been out of place. It's not like you, and we've seen it look bad for a young guy, right? Like Elam was out of place. It wasn't that just Elam that wasn't like great. It's that he looked out of place. It looked like he didn't know his responsibilities a lot. Harrison seems like he's locked in on what he's supposed to do, and then he's so athletic and
how much did he play? Like, what was his snap count around? Was he out there on the regular?
He was out there. It was pretty much another. They were switching him on and off. Let's see if we can get the snap counts right now.
Because one thing I will say, we kind of all thought before the year, like, okay, Trey's going to be the starting corner at the beginning of the year. Hopefully Harrison gets a chance to win the job. And then they kind of slow played it. What my biggest takeaway is, Harrison has been closer to being ready than what we all thought the entire time. And that once they knew he was ready to go, they went all out. Because, like, let's be real. When does all this change for the Bills defense? It's when Harrison comes back, when Poyer comes back, when Hancock is getting some reps. Then you get Ogunjobi, and you get obviously Hoyt. Like I said, hopefully nothing too serious with him. Like everybody acted like it was just one player change, 2-player change. The Bills just got like 5 new players to their defense overnight the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's like, This is a totally different unit. Like, it's just kind of ironic. Like, and I don't want to go on, but like, first we go into the season saying, well, we're not going to know what this defense truly looks like until these guys come back. And then they look like crap for that 6 weeks. And then the players come back and they look good. And we're like, oh my God, I can't believe they made that much of a difference. Well, that's what we said the entire preseason. We're the stupid ones, not you and me and like you guys, but like fans, we're stupid for like we knew where this was going, and then we act shocked when
it ends up that way.
When it ends up like going out that way. Like come on.
It sucks.
Well, just also go ahead, Mo.
It sucks that we're never gonna actually like see this defense how it like at least the season of like how it was supposed to be because Ed's out now, and like it's like we're never really gonna actually see where it's like Joey Bosa, Greg, Ed, Hoyt. Like all those guys actually like on the field at like, the same time, like really at all. Maybe like for like a couple snaps we did last week, but really we never got a chance to see it.
It does suck. It does.
But the fact that they had the depth, they were ready for the reinforcements and the answers in the secondary. I think that's the biggest thing too. Is like and that's what I tried to preach. And it definitely happened slower than I thought it was going to. But before the season, everybody's like, well, I can't believe we're going into the season with Cole Bishop and doing that. It's like, you know what, you have to. He's a second-round pick out his second year, and he hasn't played a lot of games. Like you have to at least see. You have to know. Like, you can't just give up on him. You have to at least give him the chance. And I'm not saying that today means he's going to be a superstar all of a sudden, but today's the reason you draft him. So that he can come out in a game like this and play like that. And he stepped up today. Today felt like a coming out party for him.
Led the team in pass deflections. That's what you want.
Yeah.
So know what the problem, Jake, is? Fans think that because you're a second-round pick that you have to contribute and play at a high level right away. And he was hurt last year. He wasn't ready for I guess the challenge right off the bat, but he comes in takes some time, goes through some learning curves, and now he's playing like a decent safety. It's like how do I just don't get how people expect a guy that's playing in Utah in the Big 12 to just suddenly be in the NFL and shutting down players that are way beyond the talent he's ever faced his entire life. Like there is an adjustment to that. And I think we're naive to think that it's an easy adjustment. Now, Maxwell Harrison's adjusting a little bit quicker, but he's also an extremely fast freak athlete that has something that 95% of the players in the NFL don't have. And he's done it at the highest level in college football in the SEC, where he's basically going up against these freak athletes. So, like, there is going to be maybe a little bit easier adjustment for a guy like that than a Cole Bishop.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Absolutely.
you're not wrong. And also, like with his speed, like, and Jake, I'm sure you'll see it when you're watching like the All 22, is that he might be out of position at a time, but because he's so fast, he's able to recover for it and make up for it at the time. You know, that's what. So we'll have to see if if there was like a couple rookie slips. I just think he needs to be playing more. Like that 4th and 17. Why is he not on the field? Why is Trey White covering Rashee Rice? Like honestly,
Well,
like,
I think that we've seen it. That's what this game and having him out there at the end of the game. If you trust him enough to be out there up 7 with Patrick Mahomes coming down against you, like he should just be playing at this point.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this game showed. There's no more slow rolling him. It's time for him to just take over that role and see what this defense can look like with him on the field all the time. He gets the interception. He makes the splash play last week. Like he's made impact plays every game. What's up, Bun?
What did the Bills do on that 4th and 17? Like from watching on TV, like were they playing a little safe? Or were they just beat out a good play?
It's an insane protection that the Chiefs do because Joey Bosa is basically a free rusher, but the way it's played off that he's like barely doesn't even really get chipped is that he makes, and it's from Kelsey, and so Joey Bosa like hesitates and looks back because he thinks it's going to be a screen, and so he turns and then has to come back, and at that point it was a pulling guard that comes and it starts blocking him, so it gave Mahomes all this time. Because it's literally, you watch Joey Bosa, and he like gets free, and then he's like, "Oh, there's no way I should be able to rush this easily at Mahomes right now." And it's just total hesitation, and then he has to turn back, and by that point, he's sitting in a completely clean pocket. And then
it looked like they were setting up like a screen, and then like a screen, and then like for a Kelsey throwback or something to try to get the 17. Like that's kind of like what it looked like they wanted to do was like fake a screen, and then it was just a nice play by Rice just getting open, and Mahomes just dot, honestly, like like getting pressure with someone in his face, and he just made an incredible throw.
I mean, he made a couple plays where if he doesn't make those amazing plays, this game could have been like a 3-score victory for the Bills.
Oh yeah.
So
absolutely.
I'll say this. I know we've been going back on this all year, and it's funny because I'm the guy that said this isn't the same old Chiefs team, and a lot of people gave me pushback on it. And it's funny because I picked the Chiefs, and I still think they're the best team in the NFL talent-wise. And then you guys picked the Bills. But like the one thing I will say about this Chiefs team is like if this Bills defense is as bad as the fan base thinks it is, there's no way they should hold this team to 21 points. So it is kind of a mix of like the Bills defense is better than what we think they are, but this Chiefs offense also is not as good as what they have been the last few weeks. And when you're going up against a team like the Bills and they score 21 points, like, let's be real, like, now this is losses against the Chargers, losses against the Jaguars. Their next 2 games are Denver, Indy. So, I don't want to be that guy with the Chiefs, but, like, if they lose to Denver, like, that division race might be over for them. Like,
well, they're sitting outside of the playoffs right now because the Jags.
Yeah, they are in the hunt at the moment.
Like that, and that's what I was trying to say all season to you guys. It's like it's almost the reverse New England Patriots, where the Patriots, they're playing really well, but they have the easiest schedule in the NFL, and they're capitalizing off of beating a lot of bad teams. The Chiefs have had a brutal stretch of games, and it doesn't get any easier the next couple weeks. And they're going to have to play the Denver Broncos twice. They're going to have to play the Chargers. They're going to have to play the Colts. If they split 2 of those games, they're already at 6 losses.
6 losses, yeah.
So, and Denver gives them trouble with their defense. The Chargers already beat them. If the Chargers win their next head-to-head game, that means they've lost the tiebreaker to the Chargers head-to-head, which means then they have to win one more than L.A. And I know L.A. is far from perfect, but they have a better record right now. So it sounds wild, but we really might be.
You guys, it was
What's
what
that?
was that week one because it was in Brazil. Who was the home team in that game? Do you know?
It
I
was the
think the
Chargers
Chargers
home
were.
game.
But
Yeah.
we're looking at a possibility of this could be a wild card team this year. And it sounds funny, but we've talked about it in the show. If somehow the Bills don't come back to win the AFC East, like worst case scenario, they get like a 5 seed or something. But the Chiefs are the 6. Like really, your path might end up being like beat the Steelers, beat the Broncos, and then go on the road to play Indy or home against maybe a Chiefs team that goes on a run against that. Like so like everybody talks about like, oh, you need the 1 seed. And like, yeah, the 1 seed's important for the bye, but like there's so many different ways this can play out. And
Yep.
at 6, if you would have told people before the year you're at 6-2 through 8 weeks, and you would have told the people the losses were against Baltimore and Kansas City, I think most people would be like, okay, you won the games you're supposed to win. You lost a couple tough opponents, and like you are what you are. Like instead, we're at the
You know
point.
what? You know, if you would have told me before the year, Mike, that the Bills had 2 after the Chiefs game, the Bills had 2 losses, Denver had 2 losses, Indy had 2 losses, New England had 2 losses. Who's going to end up the best team? I would have told you the Buffalo Bills. Indy we saw today is mortal. New England got lucky today. They get bailed out of having to finish that game off because Atlanta hits the upright and doesn't get to tie the game
Controversial.
there.
Raheem Morris calling out that the defense was simulating the snap count on that final drive.
So they're cheating bastards in New England too. Denver gets a game-winning field goal in Houston in a game where CJ Stroud gets hurt. So none of these teams nobody's a world beater. The Bills at 6-2 are sitting in the wild card just because they've had the bye week. They might be the best team in the AFC still.
And that's what I'm saying. They beat the Patriots.
All these teams.
The Bills beat the Patriots in New England, and then they take care of business in the games that they should win. They could still easily win the division. Like the Patriots still have to play the Bills. They have to play the Ravens. They have to play Tampa Bay. So even though they don't have the
Tampa
toughest
next week.
yeah, so like they lose to Tampa next week, you beat Miami, you're back to being in front, right? Because the Patriots are 7-2, the Bills are 6-2. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, so if the Patriots lose a game, then you suddenly take a half game lead in the division with a win. So it's something that has bothered me with the narratives because you know what? This team is frustrating. Losing to Atlanta is not fun. Losing to New England is unacceptable in the fashion that they did. But we overreact to stuff like that. Like we haven't seen this team recover from crazy circumstances like almost every single year. And it's just bothersome to me because what I think is happening is that we've gone so long with Josh Allen without getting to a Super Bowl and without winning a championship that this fear and this anxiety of wasting his career is impacting how fans analyze the team.
Absolutely.
So then when the smallest thing goes wrong, we overreact. I had people tweeting to me this week that this team sucks and won't even make the playoffs. They just played the team that they just played a team that's gone to 3 straight Super Bowls and won 2 of them. And they had a 15-point lead on them midway through the third quarter. Like this fan base, we've gone from like loving them so much to like now we are overly critical when like this team might actually have the right recipe to win it all when it matters. This is the best run game that they've had in Josh Allen's entire time in Buffalo. They can run a 4-minute offense when they need to finish off an opponent. And let's be real, I think they've been holding back a little bit in the past game.
I think
I don't
so too.
like what they did today. They saved that play action all year. Notice how James Cook doesn't get 1 target the last 2 weeks, but it's a 3rd and 3 with a chance to get a first down. And who do they go to? James Cook on a play action pass. I'm telling you, man, like this is next level thinking. And I think a lot of times we act like, oh, it's just an accident when this shit happens. It's not. This is pre-planned shit. And it's like I just hate that we just automatically assume it's just lucky. Like Joe Brady said, and I know we got a lot of us gave criticism to him. He said, "Why change when something's working? The running game has been great. Why go away from it?" He's like, "Well, if we need to pass the ball, we will throw the ball." And people are like, "Well, that's foolish." Well, they just went up against one of the best defenses in the NFL, and Josh Allen went 23 of 26 for 273 and a touchdown. Like, are you kidding me? Like he completed 87% of his passes today. And then on top of it, I've been harping on this on the show for the last 2-3 weeks. Dalton Kincaid being healthy makes a massive difference for this offense. Like Kincaid is ascending to top 5 pass catching tight end status right now. And the last 2 games he's been fully healthy. He's gone over 100 yards. And then when you get Josh Palmer back, that will make a difference in terms of
Oh,
taking deep throws downfield as well. So I don't want to like get too high after one win, but like you look at the schedule. What is it? It's Miami next week. Then it's Tampa and then Houston.
Miami, Tampa, Houston. Yep.
Like
Pittsburgh.
we don't know which. Like obviously Pittsburgh and Houston can give some challenges, but you win those 4 games, you're 10-2, and you're suddenly feeling pretty good about yourself again. So it's just we gotta like learn to take things one game at a time as a fan base, and really, really stop thinking about January and February, because the way this team looks at the end of December is different than how it's going to look now. But we just learned head to head that this team can go up against the best in the NFL and they can find a way to get a win. And remember that Panthers win too. Everybody was like, it's just the Panthers, just the Carolina Panthers. They stink. Well, they go into Green Bay and they hold them down to 13 points and they win. So maybe that 40 points on offense, 3 times what the Green Bay passing attack did. Maybe that 40 points is something legit. Like I hear people saying Joe Brady can't scheme. I don't know about you. I'll take 250 rushing yards every day of the week if that's how we're going to play football.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whatever's going to work, whatever's going to get the points on the board and get you the dub at the end. And you're right. Like the one question everybody had was, can you beat an elite team? Can they match up with the best teams? Oh, the Bills, they beat the Ravens in this crazy game, but they haven't proven it against anybody. They proved it. Like the Bills can get up for these games. They can beat anybody in the league. They're going to be able to play down the stretch. And like we were talking about with the way that this AFC, the 1 seed picture is wide open now. Like the Bills, everything.
The Bills are tied for it.
Right,
the Bills are half game back.
Exactly. Like everything is right in line for what they want to do still. Yes, they 2 losses that were uncharacteristic. The way that it's looked, the struggles are uncharacteristic, but it's hard. You're going to be hard pressed to find a perfect football team in NFL history that gets through a season without lumps. And we've seen it with this Bills team that they could still be elite after that. And that's what they've looked like the last couple of weeks. They look like they're rounding back into finding their identity, rounding back into form, and it's going to be a problem for the rest of the league going forward. No one's going to want to play the Bills going forward. They look like a wagon right now.
Yeah. But I don't know, because you wouldn't have seen this at all because you obviously were at the game. And I don't know if it was on the broadcast or not, if you saw it, Jake. The last Bills tight end to have multiple 100-yard games in a season. Did you see this?
No.
At all? Paul Costa. So I was like, I don't know who that is. It was
I have no idea.
He played for the Bills 62 to 67. So it's
okay,
that's a good era, though. That's a really good era of Bills football. Like, there's 2 championships, 3
It is a good era.
AFL championship appearances.
But that's how far back you have to go. So we're seeing stuff out of Kincaid that we haven't seen in our lifetimes for sure, but in a couple generations. So
Kincaid, if this has to be addressed in the wide receiver conversation. For years, Kansas City spent less at receiver. I'm talking post Tyreek Hill, because they knew they had Travis Kelce. And part of their strategy was, we have a premier tight end who, because we pay him a tight end contract and not a wide receiver contract, we can allocate that excess money that would go to a premier tight receiver to other spots to help the team be more well-rounded. It is not a coincidence, I think, that the Bills roster has focused itself around Dalton Kincaid. And this is why I get so frustrated at the wide receiver conversation, because I'll acknowledge that the Bills don't have the top end receiver that a lot of these other teams need, that a lot of these other teams have, and that the Bills probably would need. The answer is they want Kincaid to be their 1,000-yard receiver. Like, Dalton Kincaid is a receiver, because if he was just a tight end, you would see him on the field 60+% of the time. Why is he on the field 40% of the time? Because they are lining him up as a receiver 90%. Like I know he can block. I know he does play action and he does other things. But like Dalton Kincaid is effectively a wideout for them. And one thing I will laugh at too, I can't wait till people use look at the Bills' record in their wins this year. Their wins are against teams with this losing record. Like all year long, people have been pointing about how their wins are against all these crap teams. Well, I'm sorry that the Baltimore Ravens had Lamar Jackson go out for 3 weeks and that they have a 3-5 record. We know the Ravens, when healthy, are probably a 12-13 win team. Like, I'm sorry the Kansas City Chiefs now are 5-4. Are we going to act like because they have 2 wins against the teams that are combined 7-9, but we realize that both both of those teams are like maybe the two most talented teams in the AFC, that like we're gonna use that to downgrade their wins.
Yeah,
Like that's such a joke to me.
Again, if you would have asked before the beginning of the season, we're 6-2 and we beat Kansas City and Baltimore, would you have taken it? I would have been like, yes, I will.
You can only play who's on your schedule. So it's like, what's the point of even, they still have to go out and win the games. You see shit, good teams lose to shitty teams all the time because they just
and that's the point with the Panthers and Packers today. Like the Packers just look inept all of a sudden, and it changes the comedy of the whole division.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like if the Patriots go to yeah, like the Lions lose to Minnesota. Like teams lose to random teams all the time. Like we don't think the Steelers are that good, and the Colts just went to the Steelers and suddenly reverted into like a turnover-prone team. Like
that's Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is 3 picks and a fumble today. Yeah, it's
yeah, man. Like that's the thing. Like I just think we've gotten so far ahead of ourselves. Like 6-2. Like I feel good right now. Like honestly, like this is the thing. Like. And I hate myself because I never trust my betting instincts. I always go against my like better judgment. But like I've told you guys all season, I'm like the bettors have not moved at all on the Bills. Like yeah, the lines have gone down slightly, but they've still been the second best AFC odds. They're still the second best, third best Super Bowl odds. Like you think like in Buffalo, we have people talking about them missing the playoffs, and the bettors are like, yeah, we think they're gonna like still like get to the Super Bowl. And it's like I just look at this team, and the other thing I will say too, and I've taken a lot of heat for this over the years. I do believe that Sean McDermott is one of the elite defensive minds in the NFL. My biggest problem, I think, with Sean McDermott is that he sometimes gives too much trust to his other coaches. Let's be real. The offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator on this team are young coordinators that are still going through the learning process of being coordinators at this level. And still, they got to an AFC championship and within one series of going to the Super Bowl last year. But what have we noticed since Sean McDermott started taking more of control over the play calling, even if he doesn't want to truly admit it? Because let's be real, he doesn't want to throw his buddy Bobby Babbitt under the bus. He wants to still give him credit for having success. What has happened since the defense has become more primarily Sean McDermott run? The pass rush has 10 sacks the last 2 games. The Bills have created takeaways the last 2 games, and they've allowed a combined 30 points against one of the best offenses in the NFL, and then another offense that's up and down. But the point of it is, we're seeing the Sean McDermott effect running this defense. And if anything, I want him to be more greedy in the future. I want him to be more selfish. I get it. You want to like help these younger coaches. You want to help these guys move up the ranks. The defense is better when he is the one in control of it. And I don't think that most fans realize, outside of like circumstances where you have offensive-minded head coaches that are calling plays, most defensive head coaches, they are not calling plays, and they are not even running their defense on a weekly basis. They have a scheme, they have a philosophy, but they have coaches underneath them that they pay to run it and coach it and develop it. And a head coach is more of a manager. Like a head coach is the person behind the scenes. Yeah, they're watching film. Yeah, they're evaluating their coaches and players, but they are not doing every little thing. They are letting their coaches run the units. And everybody's always like, well, Sean McDermott's a defensive coach. Why aren't they better? Well, maybe that's more of a Bobby Babbitt's question, because when Sean's running this defense, they look pretty damn good.
Yep. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you can see it. Yeah, you can see his imprints on it when they start getting more creative. You can just tell like there's just more juice. He really is one of the most. He does not get enough credit for being the mind that he is defensively, and you can see it right now. And I think that maybe that's a big thing with Cole Bishop and everything else too. Like the emergence of him getting it with McDermott, getting his hands more dirty in there. Polymarket odds. I did want to bring that up as we were talking about it. AFC champion, 21% Buffalo, 21% Kansas City.
So it dropped for KC quite a bit. Like
but dead even, and then Super Bowl odds, KC 14%, Buffalo 13%. But both the favorites still in respect.
This is the most wide open it's been in years, man. Like let's be real. Like,
oh no.
But right, it's wide open in the AFC and it's wide open in the NFC, honestly, too.
Big one next Monday night. Philadelphia and Green Bay is going to be a huge matchup to see what happens going forward. Honestly, right now to see what Seattle does. If Seattle can kind of make a play here, the Rams look good today.
because they're against the Commanders, and the Commanders obviously are whatever right now. What's the Monday night game? Arizona and somebody?
Arizona and Dallas.
Yeah, that doesn't matter as much.
Yeah,
But
not
no, I mean,
a big game, but
yeah. So I mean, you think Josh goes number one on MVP odds now? Probably.
Oh, let's check that on Polymarket if we can. You would think so.
After, I mean, he outplayed Mahomes. Mahomes was 1 and he was 2. Which crazy that Josh was 2 still. I don't really know if he should have been, but
Daniel Jones had 50 passing attempts today. I'm sorry, but that's been my issue with the whole Indy thing the whole time, is that Daniel Jones, when he's the thing that's always worked with Daniel Jones is when he's been efficient, when you can keep him ahead of the sticks, when you have an elite run game. We've seen this formula. It's not like he's never done this. We saw it with Saquon. So it makes sense that it's happening with Jonathan Taylor. But when he has to do what he does today and they're down 14-7, 17-7 early in the game and he has to be a drop back passer, that's where the issues for Indy come in. So they can scheme up a bunch of stuff. Yes, Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen is now the MVP favorite on all books.
Not that it matters at all, but I just was curious.
Drake May is tied for Mahomes on some books. So honestly, Bills, Patriots. Let's see. I want to see that schedule that week when it happens.
Is he going to get flexed?
15.
We'll get flexed because it's already
They're not going to flex. It's Cowboys, Vikings. They're not going to flex that. And then they have some good options. They have Rams, Lions as the Fox game right now. So probably wouldn't get flexed. It could get maybe to Monday night because they can do the Monday night flexes. Dolphins, Steelers is the Monday night game. I could see them moving Patriots, Bills to Monday Night Football because of that.
That would suck. Can't CBS protect it?
Not this week because Fox has the national game this week.
Oh. Well, either way.
So who knows?
No, it's good Sunday. Good end of the. I mean, obviously games going on right now, but the biggest game, most important game was the national game. I wonder what the viewership for that is going. It's always so high between those two teams. Yeah. So because every fan, even like a neutral fan, knows going into it that it's the game to watch. And it's like every year it's like an instant classic. However that happens, that it ends up being like that. I mean, last year it was the Bills had 2 losses, and it was 9-0 Chiefs or whatever, right? And the 8-2 Bills. So, yeah, that's great.
We're at the point, and I think it's hard for me to think about, and probably hard for you to think about, and Bills fans and everything. But we're at the point where, like, my friends who are not Bills fans or Chiefs fans or anything in my life, like, they sitting down for this game is just like one of the things you look up for in the NFL season at this point. It's like,
yeah, it is.
It's fall. It's November. It's 45 degrees out around the country. Everybody's settling in at 4:30 or 3:30 or whatever time it is for the afternoon with their family, national TV to watch Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes in probably one of the best football games of the year. And that's what it's been for so many people for so many years. Like, the nostalgia of this game is going to go on forever. Like, now with how these two guys have done it. And it's just so wild. The Bills have now dominated in the regular season, really dominated this matchup. And who knows? Like,
which doesn't matter to, I mean, in the long run, it does matter a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't, depending on how you want to look at it.
But maybe if it puts the Chiefs out of the playoffs or into the wild card this year because Denver wins it, it keeps them out of their path. It's so much of what we talked about with the Bills in the playoffs, it feels like a mental thing with the Chiefs being a mental hurdle, and just how with Reed, between the Reed and McDermott thing, between the Allen and Mahomes thing, like so much of it just being a mental block for that team where, if there is a path where they don't have to go through that team, like Bills probably feel pretty good. And honestly, that New England game, everybody's like, oh, New England. Like, the New England facing the Bills in a must-win situation. We've seen this before. I know, and Drake May is much better than Mac Jones. But remember that year, it was the 9-5 Patriots against the 8-6 Bills coming into New England, and the Bills handled that game and won it handily. And it's a different challenge. Obviously, it's a completely different team. But that's when Bunt talks about what the fans like, the negativity and everything else, like, the Bills have gone through these battles. They've gone through almost damn near every situation. Being 8-6 on the road, trailing in the division and needing to win is as dire as you can get. And Josh Allen's done that. So why would you not have faith after they lost by 3 points to New England. It's not like they got blown out by this team that they
No.
couldn't go into that stadium and get a win in a couple weeks.
It's a game where they played really sloppy football, which their only 2 losses this year played sloppy football.
Well, and Mo, what did I say? What did I say today? I said let James Cook get James Cook heavily involved, win the time of possession battle, and I'll check here quick, but I'm pretty sure the Bills won. Had 33 minutes of possession or something, 34 minutes of possession for the Bills to 25.
Well,
and win the turnover battle, and it's go ahead.
That opening drive, 7 minutes on the dot. You take out almost the half of the first quarter before Mahomes even sees the field. That's awesome.
Yep. And then win the turnover battle, and you get Max Harrison to get the 1 pick on Mahomes, and that's it. That's the thing is that they lose the turnover battle against Atlanta and against New England, and they lose the game. We know if they play clean that they're going to win these games. They play a clean game today across the board, and they get rewarded for it, and that's what it comes down to. I think you have to feel good. Like I said, if I told you before the season, you beat Baltimore, you beat KC, you're 6-2. And you have a chance, you're half game out of the 1 seed because these other teams are good, but they're teams that are gettable. All those 3 teams we all thought could be playoff contenders, but wild card contenders. And winning in November and December is a different deal in the NFL than winning in the early parts of the season. And the Bills are built for it. Well, it remains to be seen if these teams are, but they all struggled in their own way that they're chasing. They don't have to worry about Kansas City has their own demons to worry about right now. So it's about New England. It's about chasing that 1 seed, but you get a limping Dolphins team this week, and then an interesting.
Who knows what that team is going to look like because they are trying to sell at the
exactly.
So
and who knows what your team's going to look like depending if they add too. And then you get Tampa and Houston.
Waddle to play against his former team. Come on, let's do it.
And then you get more. You get Tampa and Houston in 2 tricky games, but not games that you couldn't win.
One of those games is a Thursday night game, right?
Houston, yes.
Heuston Thursday night,
but we'll see what the status of CJ Stroud is too. I mean, I hope he's okay.
Who knows how long he'll be out for? Hopefully he heals up okay.
Our dad texted us saying, "I'd like more mesh plays, crossing routes, and let a tight end release late and sit in the middle of the field." I think those work a lot for the offense.
Well, and you know what? I think that kind of happened on one of the Trent McDuffie sack of Josh. Kincaid was there. It wasn't going to be a first down, but Kincaid was there, sitting in the middle, and he just either Josh didn't see him or he felt the pressure, so he had to escape. He couldn't make that play, but that was an opportunity. And this is my thing. Josh has been sacked now. I think it's 16 times on the season or 17 times on the season. Only 14 times last year. I think that's more indicative, not about the offensive line at all. It's just that 14 sacks in a season is just incredibly low, and it was just they were so efficient as a team that's why it was low like that. Like I think they're going to regress to the norm this year. That's just what's going to happen. That third sack that Josh took was just dumb. I mean, he escaped Chris Jones, and then it was just like spinning around in circles. That was a mess.
Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, he did have a little bit of those moments where he was trying to run around and do some stuff.
It was those two sacks were just like, what the hell, man? But he had 3 shots total. But those two of those,
he can't. He's not completely clean. He's gotta have one bonehead.
No, never was there a doubt about the ball. Was never like we never had to worry about like any ball or an interception that got dropped or anything. I mean, that first incompletion he had was Hawes dropped it, and then it was on that same drive, that 4th down, where it was just tried to rifle it into. I can't even remember who was there. If it was Shakir, and it just got broken up. And then I don't even know what the third incompletion was. Oh, it was a throwaway that he had.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and then scrambled out on that too. So
yeah.
Well, listen, love a win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Love
Always.
going to 6-2 halfway through your schedule. 6-2, can't complain. Great team win for the Bills. Great win. Happy another victory Monday tomorrow. And then going into a Miami week and hopefully stomp the Dolphins and be feeling really good out of this bye with 3 straight wins.
That'd be good.
That's what we're looking at now. So
Josh Allen, Offensive Player of the Week. Why not?
That'd be great too.
I'll assume so. I'm gonna assume. I don't know who else. No one else really lit it up, right? Yeah.
No, not really in the AFC. So I could see it being Josh.
I
could see it.
Well, I mean, if Joe Flacco had won, it would have been him. But
yeah,
what
a crazy game that was. Maybe T. Higgins.
Well, if they lost though, that usually doesn't go to
get it.
Nah, usually doesn't happen to a team that loses.
Josh feels like a safe bet for it with 23 or 26 for 270. But that'll do it. We paid the bills. Shout out to our sponsor, PicassoPizza.net. Shout out to Mike Bunt for joining along, and shout out for Alex Majka. This is Jake Majka. Enjoy a win over the Kansas City Chiefs. Things are looking good. We're gonna have a battle with the Patriots coming down the pipe this season, but listen, put them up, we'll put them down. That's what you got to think. Is just keep racking up wins here. Enjoy the ride. We're a great team, and we're gonna have a great season the rest of the way. So, go Bills.